Okay, ladies, we're gonna try to do this paint thing. Um, I don't know exactly how this is gonna work, but here goes nothing. So I have a small canvas. I have my plate in case I need to put my brushes down. I have a plate with paint. I have red, yellow, black, and white. I have 2 cups of water, one to rinse my brushes off and one if I just need to thin out some paint. And then of course, we have our assortment of brushes. So this is the picture we're still going for. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make the cream colored paint for the face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix just a little bit of the red and yellow to make orange, and then mix it in with the white to make a light base. Depending on how dark you want the face or how light you want the face is going to depend on how your color is. So I want you guys to learn from my mistake. So what I would suggest is putting another little small little pile of white here, and then add your yellow. Once you get that mixed up, then add literally just a smidge of the red, and it's going to make this nice, we'll just call it Caucasian color. It's like a, peach crayon or however you want to put it. Okay? So I have my brush loaded, no issues. And if you look at my canvas, so if you divide it into thirds, so 1, 2, 3, what we're going to do is we'll put the 3 little faces. Now on the one that I had made previously, I made the face too big, so just make it a nice small face. Definitely bigger than a quarter, but not too much. Okay, so as you can see, I got my little skin tone blurbs there. I'm using just a round brush. I'm not very, tech savvy here, but just so you're seeing it. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to go in with our red color and go ahead and load your brush up. Okay, and you're going to work on making the red hat, both red hats. Okay, and then we'll eventually get to the noses and the other red stuff. Okay, so you're going to make the red hat. Don't worry about the black outline. This gives you a little freedom, so you don't feel as structured, I guess you could say. So nothing's ever perfect. I probably could have moved my heads down a little bit, but I went ahead and I made a little swirl, and as you can see, I changed the color of that one just a little bit, but you guys can do whatever you choose to do. I'm also having a nice festive holiday drink over there. Why? Luke plays video games. I'm so sorry, guys. Also got a new TV and sweet fireplace, and Miss Tovey, who's trying to figure out what in the world Luke is doing over there. So what we'll do now, kind of bring our painting to life, is we'll go ahead and make the nose. So to make the nose, I would recommend getting a smaller brush, something along the lines of this. The nose does take up quite a bit of the face, so go ahead and make the nose, and then we'll probably bring in some of the black to be able to do the hat and the eyes, and probably outline the hats. So you can see that the noses are close to the bottom because that's the way the picture is. Okay, this guy kind of had his head tilted, so that's why his nose is like that, but apparently he's got a big schnoz because that all got messed up. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use again a small paintbrush, something like this. We're going to add the eyes, we're going to add the smile, and if you look at the original picture, the smiles actually you won't see on the actual skin tone colors. They're down here because they're in their beards. Okay, so just pay attention to that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll outline the hats, and we'll go ahead and we'll paint this hat. So you'll notice that hat is gray, it's not black. So what you'll do is, again, I would suggest making a small pile of white, and then literally just adding a dab of black from your paintbrush, like dip it in the black and then mix it into the white, and go that way. That way you're not completely trying to make a massive mess, starting with black and then adding white, because the black is going to overpower. So remember, less is more, and off to the next step. Okay, ladies, you can see now that we have the eyes, the mouth. I outlined in black that hat, and then did the gray. I'm going to wait for it to dry just a little bit before I do it. Once you add those mouths and those eyes, it really makes it come pop alive. So now I'm using this fan brush. The last time that I did the beards, I really just didn't like them. So what I did now is the gray that I used for the hat, which is right here, I literally just a little bit on my towel, making sure that it's not too much. And then I started from the bottom and kind of worked my way up. And then when it comes closer to the face, kind of fanning it out. Now, in the picture, the middle gnome is in the back. So I did the two side gnomes first. I just messed up his mouth, but whatever. I did the two side gnomes first, and then I did the guy in the middle. So it's starting to come alive. It's going to take a little bit, but we'll see some personality here in a little bit. So also that gray color, you can continue to make a little more of it depending on how much you made, because that's also the colors that we're going to use for the feet, their little boots, and then some of their hands, the sleeves for this one, this one, this one, this one, and then the mittens for this one. So you'll see it. We're getting there. It's starting to look really cute. You know, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so we've added the feet. We've added the gloves. So all it is little ovals. And then to make the thumbs, you do little ovals, and then you just add the little oomph, okay? And then you got the gloves. I also use the gray to go ahead and make their little sleeves. You'll have more definition once we put the black around it, but it's coming, so don't stress. So the next thing that we are going to do is go ahead and add some of the finishing touches, which we'll go ahead and we'll put the black around the hat. If your stuff is dry, you could go ahead and put the black line around that as well. You're more than welcome if you want to wait till everything is completely dry and just use a Sharpie, then that is also an option. So yeah, you'll see the next step. Okay, so we have some of the finishing details. Everything is outlined in black. You'll see that I added the stripes to the hat and the dots to the hat and the gloves and the mittens to match. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is add the present over here. All it is, you know, a little bit of box, and then you just put the stripe in the middle. Hi, Toby. You trying to figure out what's going on? Yes. I love my little girl. Yes. Sorry. And then for the lantern, you can see it kind of looks like he's holding it in his hand. All it is a little bit of a box with an X in it, and you can see that the edges are just a little bit longer. Now, the next step, for me, I really like it, so we're going to add just a little bit of white. It makes their nose look a little bit shiny. And then I'm going to use, see if I can find it, I'm going to use this brush right here, okay? So, not anything special, whatever, but I'm going to use it dry. You could probably use a makeup brush if you wanted to use it as well, but I'm going to use it dry, and getting just a little bit of red, I'm going to use this to make their rosy cheeks. And it really just brings out some character in it and makes them pop. So once that's done, we can go through and add some other finishing touches, but it's really coming alive. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be the finished product. What I did was I added a little bit of white to their nose. If it seems to be too bright, kind of not what you want, so rinse out your paintbrush, make it where it's not necessarily dry, but a little bit, just a little bit wet, and you can kind of swoosh it back and forth on it, and it'll kind of blend it and make it look a little better. You also see I got the nice rosy cheeks, and I added yellow from the very beginning, yellow to the lamp. So the only thing left to do is also something that I did earlier to make it look better, I went ahead and I finished the outline of their hats. I just think it makes it look nicer. You can work on making the beard look better, the shoes look better, whatever makes you happy. Instead of doing the dots, if you wanted to do like little snowflakes or stars, anything that works for you. I've also seen some pictures where for this one, you know, it's got a heart. There's all sorts of things that you can choose to do. But the last thing that I'm going to do is find a place to write my initials and say that it's mine. And that's it. I really miss you, ladies, and I hope when you get to do this that you have as much fun as I did.